Hey everyone, and welcome back. So it is now October, October 1st, and the kickoff of my favorite month of the year. I think a couple of you may even share in that. I just love everything about October. I think it's one of the, I've said this before, where I kind of feel like it's the one month out of the year where a few of us, definitely sort of feel like the rest of the world celebrates the stuff that we love, and it's great kind of going to the stores, seeing all the Halloween stuff everywhere, all the stuff on TV, showing a bunch of different horror films throughout the month. It's just just the energy of it. I just love it. I just absolutely love it. And of course, I wanted to do something kind of special for this October. Obviously there's always updates and things like that, but I wanted to put together a couple of more fun videos, sort of celebrating not just the month, but even just like a bunch of different, horror films and stuff like that. So I decided actually to have the first video of the month be on 10 films that I watch or almost watch every single October kind of throughout the month. Now, a couple of them are just my own traditions, and a couple of them are me actually celebrating very specific anniversaries for those films. Now, by and large, I actually do tend to watch all of these, unless there's a very specific reason I can't. Now, I do watch horror films throughout the entire month, throughout the entire year. But yeah, what I mean is like every film that I watch throughout October is always a horror film, and and unless there's a very specific reason why I can't actually watch anything on any given night, which does happen a little bit here on occasion. But overall, if I'm watching a movie at night for any day throughout October, yeah, I'm definitely watching a horror film, and obviously these 10 are going to be among those. Okay, without further ado, let me just get right to them, blah, 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 blah. So, being October 1st, hopefully when this video is posted, every year on October 1st, I do watch George Romero's Night of the Living Dead, which I've been doing actually several years now. It's two things. One, October 1st does have some sort of anniversary thing for the release of Night of the Living Dead. I can't remember if it was either the premiere or is the first time it started to kind of open up to the public. It was one or the other. I can't remember exactly which, but it's definitely an anniversary of some sort. So every year, I kick off October by watching Night of the Living Dead, and I can't think of a better one to kind of kick off the month with. So that is definitely, again, tradition on October 1st. And then for the next three, we actually jump ahead a couple weeks for their respective anniversaries. So first up, coming on October 21st, is the anniversary of A Silver Bullet, the film based on the Stephen King novella and werewolf film, on the off chance you didn't know. And it's a film, it's one of those films that I grew up watching and stuff, and I actually didn't realize this till a couple years ago, that the 21st is actually the anniversary for it from its original release date, which I didn't know. Usually watch it almost every October without even realizing that. So now I specifically watch it on October 21st. And as I was putting this list together, it sort of occurred to me, like, wait, that came out in 1985. So this coming October 21st, it's going to be the 40th anniversary since the original release. So yeah, kind of a double celebration this year for it. And then of course, next up on October 22nd is the anniversary of Halloween 3, which I think almost every year I tend to do a video on that day, kind of celebrating it. So it probably comes to no surprise, but yeah, so obviously every October 22nd, I watch Halloween 3, and that's been going on for a long time. Even before, kind of like with Silver Bullet, even long before I ever knew there was an anniversary involved with Halloween 3. Like, I kind of knew it came out in October, I just didn't know the exact date. But once I figured that out several years ago, I was like, yep, okay, there it is. Every year on the 22nd, that is what I watch, and I'm more than happy to. And then on October 23rd, it's the anniversary of the release of John Carpenter's Prince of Darkness, which that was kind of another one where I think I just found that out maybe 3 years ago or something. that it actually was released on October 23rd. So yeah, again, another one that not quite every year, but most years I think I did squeeze in Prince of Darkness into the month of October. So but now, yes, exact on October 23rd. Definitely over the last few years and definitely going forward, hopefully. It's October 23rd is Prince of Darkness night, which actually sounds kind of weird, but I mean the movie, obviously. And then the next few are actually ones that aren't specific to a day. They're just sort of scattered about. But a lot of these, most likely, I'll watch within that last week of October on average. And I may even watch like two of them in the same night. Again, depending on my schedule. So next up is Night of the Demons, Kevin Tenney's Night of the Demons, which is a great one because again, that also takes place at Halloween, and man, that's just a fun movie. And it really, that is one that is definitely, as I watch it each year, it does kind of get me into the spirit. I think especially since, again, I usually watch it within that last week, sometimes even just like a couple days before Halloween. So that, I love having that one as a tradition. And the next two are films with semi-similar titles, but two completely different films. First up is Trick or Treat, Trick or Treat, the Michael Dougherty film from 2007, right? The anthology film that obviously celebrates the traditions of Halloween, which I think has become a one that a lot of us watch every single year, and I'm no exception there. I want to say in the last maybe 15 years or so, maybe not quite that long, but definitely more than 10. I've watched it every single year. And most of the time, I will actually watch it on the night before Halloween, but sometimes it varies, but at least I do watch it every year. And then the next one is Trick or Treat, the one from 1986, which, again, another great one to watch in October. And what's kind of nice about it now, obviously, because last year we got that new 4K release, which just makes it a lot easier. Before that, I was watching a bootleg from, I don't even remember when. Was it like an Austrian bootleg, German bootleg? I don't know. Anyway, it was an old bootleg that I would watch, but now we have that beautiful 4K release, and which just makes it even better. And actually, technically, this will be the first time I can actually watch it during the month of October, because last year, when obviously it arrived in November, if I remember, I think my copy even arrived like a week after Halloween or something. So yeah, I actually get to watch it now in October. But going forward, again, so happy to have that really be a part of my ongoing tradition. And next one is actually going to be two into one, only because they're actually two childhood favorites that I do love to kind of squeeze in at some point in the month. And that is Garfield's Halloween Adventure, which I think some of you know. Usually using my Halloween video, I tend to end that video with a very quick clip from that. And the other one is the Disney's version of Sleepy Hollow, which I think is actually called The Adventures of Ichabod Crane, which I still think is absolutely amazing. It's one of those where it, because I mean, it's technically a cartoon for children, but it's creepy. I remember as a kid, even like that thing freaked me out, and it's so well done. And so, yeah, I love kind of watching. I'll usually watch those kind of back to back and stuff. So yeah, those are definitely, going back to childhood favorites. Not that I wasn't watching some of these other ones as a kid, but as far as like child, stuff aimed actually at children, so yeah, so those two at some point, again, usually within that last week. And then finally the last two, which will come to no surprise, obviously on the night of Halloween, after all the trick-or-treaters have come and gone and have packed up everything, and before I'm ready to pass out, I always watch John Carpenter's original Halloween to end the night, and that has been a tradition that has been going on for I can't even remember how long. I think there was only 1 year. I actually didn't watch it on Halloween only because I saw it in at a screening. It was at a film event, and they actually showed a 35mm print of Halloween at the time. So like I kind of watched it like I think a week or two before that. But even then, I mean, I still could have watched it again. I still kind of wish I did. But anyway, technically, that was the only time I actually didn't watch it on Halloween. But yeah, that is by far, more than even any of these, that is by far my yearly tradition. And the last one, which I'm probably going to cheat slightly, is I actually watch Halloween 2 on November 1st. Usually because usually when I watch the first film, I kind of want to watch the second one. Again, but usually because it's so late, I don't want to watch it the night of. So what I do is, and for me, I extend Halloween one extra day into November 1st, which I lovingly call Halloween 2, so I can watch Halloween 2. So I know, very inventive of me. But yeah, so that's kind of a tradition, and a nice way for, at least for me anyway, to kind of end October and the Halloween season and everything. And I'm hoping that new Halloween set from Imprint comes in just in time, so I can watch, those two from that set. Depending, obviously, from here in the States, it just depends on how long it takes to ship here. So I don't know if it'll be here or not, but one way or another, I'm watching those two for sure. And then for the rest of the month, it's just kind of scattered. Sometimes I'll go through, more stuff in my unwatched piles, or I'll just sort of be inspired to, like, oh, I haven't watched this in a while, so let me watch this. Now, one thing I will be doing this October, though, for sure, is watching the new 4Ks of the Nightmare on Elm Street films, which hopefully, fingers crossed, by the time you're watching this video, my set has already come in. And then, yeah, throughout the rest of the month, I just pick out different things depending on what I'm in the mood for, or if I do get something new in, and stuff, I'll watch it for sure. But it's definitely, for me, horror month. Again, yes, I watch horror films throughout the year, but specifically, I very rarely watch anything outside of horror films throughout the month. Or if I do, I will make sure I at least do watch a horror film on the same night. So those are my October traditions, basically, as far as movies go. So I wanted to kind of kick off the month with something a little bit more fun, I think. And there are a couple more lists of different kinds that I'm putting together that I do want to kind of sprinkle throughout the month. So let me know if you have a couple of October traditions as well when it comes to movies that you kind of make sure you do watch every single year in October. Have to give a very special thank you and shout out to my channel members. I really appreciate you guys so much. And just, I do have a lot more members only stuff also coming out throughout October. So that's it for this video. So happy October is here. And as always, thank you for watching, and I will see you on the next one.